Hi everyone, welcome back to QP Online Education, the Learn Perfect. The today is our one of the topic is that is the Gauss law in electrostatics. Okay, the before understanding that Gauss law, just we have to know about the some basic things, that is the electric flux. Before that we should understand what is electric flux, then only it is very easy to understand the Gauss law. So that this is the flux, this is the flux symbol, the electric flux. So what is electric flux? The electric flux is stated that a number of electric field lines, see, I will take one diagram small. So this is the one square. The number of electric field lines passing through a closed surface area. So this is the square or rectangular, anyone you can take. So within this area, how many number of lines passing per unit area? How much? What is the unit area? For example, 1 centimeter, 1 centimeter, 1, 1. If you take square, all the sides are equal. So 1 centimeter is the unit. So within that unit area, the how many electric field lines are passing. So that is called electric flux. Its formula we are writing, the flux is equal to E into, so E means this is the electric field lines, so this is the ds means it is the considered area, closed surface area. So E into ds. Okay, so pi is equal to E into ds is the flux formula. Suppose if I will take one more diagram, suppose this is the one rectangular area is there. So this is the exactly center line. If the flux electric field lines, if it is passing like this, which makes an angle to the normal of the line, that time it has a direction. Okay, here is also there, but direction is almost it is 0 degree. Here, which makes certain angle with this one, automatically the some angle will be raised, 5 degree, 10 degree, 25 degree. At the time, just we are using the according to the resolution of vector, we are using the pi is equal to E into ds, the cos theta. The theta here, what is the angle? That angle you substitute and you calculate the, what is that? Electric flux. Are you understand? Okay. So electric flux means, in other word also we can say that the electric, it is a product of electric field and closed area. It's a product of electric field and closed area is called electric flux. Electric flux is equal to E into ds, or number of electric field lines passing in a closed area is called electric flux. Okay, now we have to go for the Gauss law. Okay, now we have to go for Gauss law. Exactly what Gauss law says, what is its statement, that we have to know now. See, according to the Gauss law, in a closed surface area, you take any closed surface area. Okay, if you take any closed surface area, okay, the outward flux, the closed surface area is the area, that is the ds. Okay, according to Gauss law, it states that the outward flux, carefully you listen, the outward flux means it is a symbol, you know that this is the flux, outward flux. Outward flux in a closed surface area. So closed surface area, that is ds. Okay, once again I'll repeat. Gauss law states that the outward flux in a closed surface area is always equal to 1 by epsilon naught times of the charge enclosed in it. So that is the statement of Gauss law. But Gauss law states that the outward flux in a closed surface area is equal to 1 by epsilon naught times of the charge enclosed in that area is called Gauss law. So what is the here difference? Here, sir, why we learn electric flux and why again the Gauss law means? Just you listen here. Even Gauss law, see formula, you know that the flux is equal to E into ds is the flux formula. According to Gauss, he is telling that, again he is also telling that flux is equal to 1 by epsilon naught times into q, or else directly you can write the q by epsilon naught. So this is also flux formula. But what is the purpose of this Gauss law means? The carefully understand, this is very important. See here, according to the definition, we told that in a closed surface area, here if you want to calculate the flux, outward flux in a closed surface area, the closed surface area, if it is square, rectangle or circle, if it is, all these shapes as formula means geometrical shapes are there. So all these have the formula. For example, area of the circle pi r square, square is L square, rectangle is length into breadth. Within this such type of the shape of area, within that if the electric field lines are passing, you can, so ds means that's area, what is the strength of electric field, directly you can multiply and you will get the answer. But sometimes I will ask you the question, if the shape is like this, see this is the one shape, within this shape the field lines are moving. Now you know that what is the strength of electric field, you know very well. Okay, E, you know that. How do you calculate this type of irregular shape of area? There is no any formula for calculating the such type of the areas. So now you will face the difficulties. If it is like this means that is okay. If it is surface is like that, how do you calculate the flux? First we have to calculate this area. First of all we can't calculate. There is no any formula for this. So for that time you go through this Gauss law. It is very easy. It is. He is telling that. Suppose you take any irregular shape area, within this area what is the charge is enclosed. For example, here charge is 1 coulomb of charge. Okay, 1 coulomb of charge or 2 coulomb of charge is within this area. If the 2 coulomb of charge is present, that's all. You take here 2 coulombs, here divided by epsilon naught. So where epsilon naught is, you know that the where epsilon naught is it is the constant. That constant value is 8.854 into 10 to the power of minus 12 coulombs per Newton meter square. Okay, so this is the constant. If you want to calculate the flux, easily you can calculate it. Just you put the charge. 1 coulomb charge is enclosed in this area. So your flux is equal to what is 1 coulomb of charge divided by, or suppose 2 coulomb here, 2 coulomb or 3 coulomb. Suppose 2 coulomb of charge is enclosed in this area, and the outward flux, so divided by epsilon naught is the 8.854 into 10 to the power of minus 12. You will get the answer is 0.225. Here minus 10 to the power of minus 12, if you send upside, so it will become the plus 12. So this much of flux is the moving in outward. So flux, SI unit of the flux is the Newton, your Newton meter square per coulomb. So this is the SI unit of the flux. Are you clear? So this purpose we are using the Coulomb's law. In electric field also we have the formula. That formula is applicable only at a certain extent. The more than that we can't go that. So for that, if you use Gauss law, it is very use any irregular shape you can take. Within that how much charge is enclosed, see like that. Within that what is the charge is present inside that area. So here charge is there, for example this charge is spreading the like this. What is this area? This area is enclosing the here outward flux is definitely or exactly equal to this one. That is called the Coulomb, that is called Gauss law. So there are mainly three applications are there in Gauss law. In that one I would like to discuss with you today now. That is the first one is the electric field intensity due to an infinitely long, straight, uniformly charged wire. Okay, so this is one application. Here just you observe this diagram. So this is infinitely a long straight conductor. Okay, and here the long straight uniformly charged wire it is. Okay, here a cylinder shape, you know, that is the Gaussian cylinder, just we imagined that. Okay, here the area, so this is the ds. This I am going to this, I selected this area, that is the part first part I will take. The same thing here also I am going to select the one of the area, so that is the part 2. And here at the point P, that I consider that part 3. So I considered 3 different parts. Okay, the first we have to consider here the 3 different parts. Then after this is 2 pi r is the circumference of the circle. The 2 pi r into L, it is the length. L means it is the length of the conductor. So here ds surface area, here ds surface area, here ds surface area. This E means it is the electric field direction. So here is the charge and it is the direction. Now we have to derive the equation to find the electric field intensity. So that is E. Okay, electric field intensity, that is E. Before that, first according to the Gauss law, according to Gauss law, what does it says? So that is the outward flux. This is the outward, the flux. Okay, the outward flux is equal to, outward flux in a closed surface area is equal to charge 1 by epsilon naught times of the charge is enclosed. So this is the Gauss law formula. The flux is equal to Q by epsilon naught. Epsilon naught is the constant. Here the flux means the, you know that formula. What is the flux? Flux is the number of electric field lines passing per unit area is called electric flux. So that I will write. So that is this flux I will write E into ds. Okay, E into ds is the electric flux in a closed surface area, which is equal to the Q by epsilon naught I will take. So here what flux? The total flux. We are writing the total flux. The symbol is like that. Integration here, circle small. Total flux. Are you clear? The total flux E into ds is equal to Q by epsilon naught. What is the total flux? Here we assumed 3 parts. This is the first part, second part and The first part, second part and third part. Sum of these three parts is equal to the total. The total flux, here how much flux is moving outside, here how much flux is moving outside, here how much flux is moving outside. Our electric field lines are moving here. So all the 3 points we have to add. We added in this, that is the symbol, that is the integration, the circle symbol. Clear? So that is integration into E into ds is equal to, because this flux formula this is, and this is only which includes the only magnitude. If you want to directions also you can write. So like that, the direction, the E into ds, the cos theta is equal to the q by epsilon naught. Clear? Now I will split into 3 different parts, because in 3 different parts what is the flux. So this is equal to, I will write integration, that is the first part. So E into ds cos theta plus integration second part E into ds the cos theta plus third one, that is the third part. Here this third part, that is the first part outward flux, second part flux and third part flux. So that is also, that is E into ds the cos theta, which is equal to same thing. So this is the q by epsilon naught. Are you clear how I have written this one? So just this is the total flux. The total flux is divided into 3 parts, first, second and third part. Now just you observe the diagram here. The first case I will take, what is the angle here. So ds, the direction, the area direction is upward, but here charge is there, charge electric field direction is, it is like that. The field direction is like that, the area direction is upward, the angle between the area and the field direction is 90 degree. Clear? And the same thing here, the area, this considered area direction is downward, and here the charge, the field direction is like this. The angle between these two also 90 degree. But here the charge direction is like that. Okay, charge means electric field direction is like this, and the one area is also in this direction, both are in the same direction. So that's why this is the 0 degree. All the 3 degrees you substitute in this equation, so it will get simplified. So the first one, first part, so for example E into ds cos 90, first part is 90, plus second one, it is the second part, that is E into ds, that is also cos 90. Third part, that is the third part, E into ds cos 0 degree is equal to the q by epsilon naught. Clear? Now you know that the signs of sine, cos and cos 90, sin 90. So here the cos 0 degree is 1, the cos 90 degree is 0. In this case the cos 90 means it will become 0. 0 means 0 into multiply of whole thing, so it will get 0. Here is also cos 90, this also will become 0. Here cos 0 degree, this will become 1. So 1 into ds. The finally the integration of E into ds is equal to the q by epsilon naught. Okay, now you take E, you take outside, E you take outside, here ds, integration of ds is equal to the q by epsilon naught. So integration of ds is s, is equal to the Q by epsilon naught. Okay, here S means it is the surface area. Okay, what is the surface area of the cylinder? The surface area of the cylinder S is equal to 2 pi r L. Clear? That is the surface area of cylinder. Just you substitute here E into 2 pi r L, which is equal to the Q divided by epsilon naught. Now up to here it is the one format. Let it be equation 1. Now you what is charge? Here charge not the charge is present here. The charge is present along the conductor. It is not even single and 2 or 3, but it has n number of the charges. N number of charges means we can't count that. We can't count means how we have to identify how much charge is present means just we have to apply for densities of the charge. There are 3 types of densities of charges. I think you know the linear density, that is lambda is equal to charge divided by L, means charge per unit length is the linear density. Again this sigma is equal to the charge by area, that is the surface area density. And third one, rho is equal to the charge by volume. So these are all the densities of charge per unit length, per unit area, per unit volume. Here it is the wire, it is a thin wire, means we will get the wire, it has a length, so that the linear charge density we have to apply here. See, now I will take this linear charge density, that is the lambda is equal to the Q by L. So what is Q? The Q is equal to lambda L. Are you clear? Because I'll send this L to this side. The Q will become, the Q is equal to lambda L. This lambda, so this Q is equal to 2L. In the place of Q, you substitute lambda L in equation 1. So you will get, so E into 2 pi r L is equal to, in the place of Q, lambda L divided by epsilon naught. See here L and L will get cancelled. Our target is electric field, so this is the E is the electric field. You take it outside. E is equal to the lambda divided by the 2 pi epsilon naught. This epsilon naught, here R is there, I'll write R like this. So this is the final, the equation of the electric field intensity due to an infinitely long, straight, uniformly charged wire. So in this way we have to derive this equation. This is the Gauss law first application. One of the new topic, that is applications of Gauss law. In that, the second application we are discussing today. In that second application, what is that second application? That is the electric field intensity due to uniformly charged infinite plane sheet. Okay, so that is our target. Here is also just we have to identify the electric field intensity by applying the Gauss law. Okay, before that, consider a thin plate is a uniformly charged thin plate we have to consider, and then we have to assume one of the Gaussian cylinder. So this is the Gaussian cylinder. So in this cylinder, so we have to point, this is the point, the name of the point is P. At this point, just we have to calculate what is the electric field intensity at this point. Are you clear? At this point, what is the electric field intensity we have to calculate. Okay, so here again in this diagram, again we have to select the 3 different parts. Here ds is the surface area. Okay, say I will take, this is the part 1. So this area, you know, this area, that is the part 1, and this area, you know, here top of the cylinder, so that is the part 2, second area. and here is, you know, again this side, right side of this cylinder cap. So this I'll consider this is the part 3. Okay, first we have to select all the 3 different parts, then we have to apply for Gauss law. Okay, then what we have to do? Apply for Gauss law. See, according to Gauss law, see, according to Gauss law, you know that in previous problem we done. So Gauss law means the flux, the outward flux is always is equal to the 1 by epsilon naught times of the charge, or q by epsilon naught. So this is the formula of Gauss law. Okay, then what is flux? You know very well. The flux means it is the number of electric field lines passing per unit area is called flux. So that total flux, here in this diagram I selected the 3 different parts. In the 3 different parts, the how much of flux is moving outward direction. So that is the total flux. The flux formula is E into ds. Okay, E into ds. So I will write the total flux, that is the E into ds, which is equal to the q by epsilon naught. Are you clear? So this is the flux formula. Flux, it is the product of surface area and electric field line, electric field intensity, or number of electric field lines passing per unit area is called flux. This is the flux formula. This is only which represents only magnitude. If you want the direction along with this means cos theta, we have to add in that formula. That is, if you add, so suppose E into ds, the cos theta means that is including direction which represents. Are you clear? So this one. Then this one this is the total flux. Total means part first plus part second plus part third is equals to total. Now I will write separately. So integration for the part first one, E into, so ds, the cos theta. Second part plus second one, that is second part, at second part E into ds, the cos theta. So second part. Then third part, this is the third part. Okay, your third part E into ds, the cos theta, which is equal to, here you know, as it is you write, that is the q divided by epsilon naught. Then you decide the angle. See, for example, I selected in first area the field direction. Here the charge, this plate is uniformly charged, means this charge, the electric field direction will be like this. Are you clear? The electric field direction is like that, and this area direction is also like that. See, both are in same direction. The angle between the electric field direction and area, this area direction is in same direction, so that angle will be 0 degree. Same thing in this side is also. In this side the field direction is like that, area direction is also like this, so that both are in the same direction. Part 3 is also 0 degree. Angle between these two is also 0 degree. If you go for part 2, it is the upper portion, like this area. So here the field direction is like this, and area is showing upward direction. Area is upward. Angle between these two is 90 degree. Okay, just all the degrees you substitute in this equation, so you will get some simplification. I will write now. So that is integration of the E into ds, the cos. First one is, what is the angle? Cos 0 degree. Okay, then second one, E into, this is the second part, E into ds, again cos. Second is how much? Second is 90. Okay, 90 degree. Okay, plus then third part, E into ds, the cos 0 degree. So 0, third part is 0 degree. Clear? So then, which is exactly, so which is equal to the Q by epsilon naught. Then you know that the cos 0 degree is always 1 and cos 90 degree is equal to 0. It means, I will clear this term, the cos 90 term, this term will become 0. Cos 90 is 0, 0 into something is 0, so that this term will be eliminated. And here cos 0 means this will become 1, and here is also 1, 1 into E into ds. Are you clear? Now I will write part first. What is left? Integration of E into ds, because cos 0 is 1, so 1 into this is 1 plus E into this is the what? This is the third part. This is the third part. Here this is also 1. E into ds is left. E into ds, sorry, E into ds, which is equal to the Q by epsilon naught. Now you take the E outside. See here, E is outside, the ds is inside. Same way here is also E, you take it outside, integration of ds, which is equal to the Q by epsilon naught. Then your integration of ds is yes, here integration of ds is also yes. Now I will write here, so E s plus E into s, which is exactly equal to the Q by epsilon naught. Are you clear? Here es and es, so total 1 es and 1 es, so this is 2 es is equal to the Q by epsilon naught. Okay, let it be equation 1 now. Okay, now you take, now we have to go for to calculate this charge. Okay, now see, charge, here charge means here what type of charge density we can observe. See, I told you in a previous slide also, the first one is linear charge density, that is lambda is equal to, the lambda is the linear charge density is equal to charge divided by L. This is the linear charge density. Same way, sigma is equal to charge divided by surface area, that is surface charge density. Next, the rho is equal to charge divided by volume, that is called volume charge density. In previous we applied this one. Now because this is the plate is the thin plate, the plate is having the surface area, so that we have to apply this one. So I will consider this one. Now the sigma is equal to the Q by S. I want Q outside, because you take Q outside, so Q which is equal to sigma S. Okay, now substitute this sigma S in this equation in the place of Q. Okay, so 2Es is equal to, in the place of charge just you substitute sigma S divided by epsilon naught. Here this S and this S is cancelled. So our target is E, so that E you take it outside. E is equal to here sigma divided by this 2 you send this side, so that is E 2 into epsilon naught. So this is the final answer for our final derivation of this electric field intensity due to uniformly charged infinite plane sheet. So this is the final answer. I think you all understood very well. So that is the last topic of Gauss law, that is the application of Gauss law, that is the last topic. The last topic is that the electric field intensity due to a uniformly charged thin spherical shell. Clear? Here is also we have to identify the electric field intensity. Again the target is E. We have to identify electric field intensity. So here we have considered one of the allospherical shell. So this red line you know, so that is the shell, allo shell. So from center to up to here to the surface of the cell, that is the capital R is the radius, and this is the dotted line. You know that dotted line is called, that is the Gaussian surface. Okay, just we assumed the Gaussian surface. So at this point P, just we have to calculate the what is the electric field intensity, and here there are three different steps are there, and three targets are there. I mean, so first target, just we have to identify at this point P, see at this point what is the electric field, and then after the second one is on the surface. On the surface, see this is the surface, on the surface what is the electric field, and then finally we have to identify inside the circle, sorry, inside the sphere what is the electric field. Okay, here total three targets. The first target, see first one we are doing, the first one, the point outside the cell, outside the cell, outside the cell. Okay, first target. So outside the cell means that is the P, at this point P. So here you know that is the P. At this point what is the electric field. Again I will apply the Gauss law. According to Gauss law, you know very well, that is the flux, the outward flux is equal to, so Q divided by epsilon naught. Clear? Then the flux, you know that, so that is the flux, the total flux which is moving at the considered in a closed area, so that is the integration of E into ds, which is equal to the Q by epsilon naught. Clear? So this is only the magnitude, just we have to add the direction. So direction you know very well, in the previous derivation I shown you. So just we have to add cos theta, E into ds, the cos theta, including the direction, which is equal to the Q by epsilon naught. Clear? Just you observe that ds, this ds and electric field, considered area, here the at point P, considered area direction and electric field direction, both are in the same direction, so that angle between these two is 0, these two is 0 degree. Clear? So that just you substitute here, integration E into ds, the cos 0 degree is equal to the Q by epsilon naught. Clear? So cos 0 is, it is 1, so that finally what is left, E into ds is equal to the Q by epsilon naught. So E you take outside, so E integration into ds is equal to the Q by epsilon naught. Then integration of ds is E s is equal to the Q by epsilon naught. Then okay, now you see that here what is that, Es is equal to the Q by epsilon naught. What is S? S means it is the surface area. Surface area of the sphere is, one formula is there, that is surface area. Okay, the surface area of sphere is, so 4 pi r square. So r is the radius here, from center to at this point P, r is the small r is the radius, from center to on the surface is the capital R is the radius. So we have to take small r. Okay, 4 pi r square is the the surface area of the sphere. Now I will substitute here in this. So E into the 4 pi r square is equal to the q by epsilon naught. Then our target is E, so that E is equal to this 4 pi r square you send that side, so automatically this will become 1 by 4 pi, this epsilon naught I will add here, and here charge q divided by this r square I will put. Okay, this is the formula of to identify the electric field intensity at a point outside the sphere. Are you clear? This is the first target. This is the constant, 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught is constant, and q is the charge, amount of charge in that enclosed, and what is the distance, you substitute all and you will get the charge. It is almost similar to the electric field intensity formula. Okay, then we have to go for the second target. Second target is, what is that? The point on the surface. Have you clear? Surface. Point on the surface means here. So point on the surface is almost, see here radius is capital R. There already we derived no above, so that equation, that formula I will take, and before that I will put one condition, here small r is equal to capital R, because on the surface, so on the surface means this r we have to use. So for that your same E is equal to 1 by the 4 pi epsilon naught into, in the place of q as it is you write now, and in the place of small r you just change capital R. Okay, then here one small change is there, just we have to identify the charge. I told you in the previous application, the linear charge density, that is lambda is equal to the q by L, and the area sigma is equal to charge by surface area, and rho is equal to charge by volume. So these are all the density, linear density, surface charge density and volume charge density. So now I will take the surface charge density. So here, so this density sigma is equal to the q by S. I want the q outside. So q outside means you take, what is the q? Value of the q is equal to sigma into S. Okay, this S, this q substitute in this equation. For example, this is the equation 1 and this is the 2. In this equation you substitute. Okay, see next what you will get. So that is the E is equal to, so 1 by the 4 pi epsilon naught into, so here sigma S divided by, what is that? Capital R square. Okay, now this formula, next I will do here remaining part. So E is equal to, okay, E is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into, here sigma let it be as it is, and S means surface area. Surface area of the sphere is 4 pi capital R square whole divided by R square. So here R square and R square is cancelled, here 4 pi and this 4 pi is cancelled. The finally E is equal to, what is left? The sigma divided by epsilon naught is left. So on the surface of uniformly charged sphere, the electric field intensity, which is equal to sigma divided by epsilon naught. So this is the second. And last one, okay, last one is inside, third one. Okay, third one inside the sphere, inside the sphere. Okay, sphere. So inside the sphere, first of all, inside the sphere the charge is not exist. So that flux, the outward flux, or E into, I'll take this direct, this equation I am copying here, the flux, the total flux E into ds is equal to charge divided by epsilon naught. Here charge is equal to 0, so that outward flux E into ds is equal to 0. The third one is 0 is the answer. So all the three targets, the first target is outside the sphere, and second one is on the sphere. On the sphere is formula this one. Outside the sphere is this one. Inside the sphere is 0, because inside no charge is exist. No charge means no field, so that the flux will be 0 or field will be 0, electric field will be 0, that E is equal to 0. Okay, I think you understood very well all the three applications of the Gauss law, and thank you for watching this video, and have a nice day, and bye bye.